beats and rhymes.
No one
can do it better.
Somebody tell Tommy Fury that there's nobody without a vagina who cares about a reconciliation with Molly May. Look, it's beautiful and all that. We don't like seeing families split up, yeah? But I've kind of changed my mind, right? Darren Till is an idiot, talking about he's going to throw kicks and all type of MMA licks in a boxing ring. So I thought it was fair game Tommy pulled out. But yo, Darren's going to forfeit the whole of his purse if he does that. Tommy's got no business pulling out the fight, really. Go in the ring and do what you're supposed to do, or let me no longer hear about this guy getting newspaper headlines because he's Tyson Fury's brother.
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
No one
can do it better.
I don't see the problem here. The WBO are not going to recognize Sebastian Fundora's defense against Errol Spence. Now, for all owner who is not familiar with Jamaican culture, there is no Errol Spence, yeah? His name is HEROL Spence. How do I know? Because my dad used to call my brother HEROL, even though it's spelled with an E. It's HEROL Spence. I mean, they're still talking about this fight going on now for 2 years. It's been off and on and off and on.
Been on like a light switch.
The bout would be allowed to proceed as a non-title fight in the WBO's eyes. And Fundora will retain the belt by winning, but Errol Spence will not leave the ring with the WBO belt. If Fundora loses, the belt will obviously go vacant, I assume. Terence Crawford will be handed the WBO belt if Fundora goes through the fight. I was getting confused a little for a minute. Ortiz has the WBC interim belt, and Crawford has the WBA title, the full title, and the interim WBO. Very confusing, very confusing. Akhmadaliev has the IBF strap. Does anyone have an IBF interim strap anywhere?
I'm so confused.
Errol Spence is not ranked by no other sanctioning body, except the WBC, who have him ranked at number 1. So they're trying to engineer the belt for Errol Spence, yeah? Fundora is quite a limited fighter. And look, there's always a modicum of risk in boxing. And Errol Spence didn't look good against Crawford nearly 2 years ago. We know all the physical issues he's had and all the other struggles he's had. There's no guarantee he's going to win the fight, but they're trying to make it as winnable as possible for Errol Spence. And the WBC just laying a title shot on Errol Spence's lap, which many will question if he deserves or not. But I don't see the issue. The PBC never even used to check for the WBO. They didn't used to check for the WBO. But because they want to sell the fight, it's lean times over there. They're trying to attach as much trinkets to the fight to boost up its commercial value. But Errol Spence right now, his market value has took a tumble somewhat. Fundora has basically sat on his rump since March when he upset the Australian Tim Tszyu, when he unified the WBO and WBC straps. Waiting around for Errol Spence, like punk move of the year. I mean, you think about it. Barchuk is fighting Ishmael Davis from the UK because they've had to reshuffle the deck a little after Boots pulled out on February the 22nd. Why isn't Fundora trying to get over there fighting the likes of Barchuk or Israel Madrimov? They're waiting for Errol Spence. What's going on with that? The PBC... No, don't.
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
No one
can do it better.
Naoya Inoue, in defiant spirit, says, why do I have to run away from someone who lost to Tapales? There's no need for it. If you want to fight, keep the value of winning and wait. Right now, I'm fully focused on the fight against Goodman. Now, he's obviously talking about Marajon Akhmadaliev, who looked spectacular yesterday, scoring a third-round knockout over Ricardo Espinoza Franco from Mexico. It was the perfect response to anybody saying he doesn't deserve his mandatory against Inoue, rather than going for his other mandatory. You know, like the Inoue fans right now, they're playing a lot of word salad. Oh, well, Goodman is a mandatory as well. Yeah, but the consensus from boxing fans is that Akhmadaliev is the better fighter, and his mandatory came up before Goodman's. Added to that, the Saudis offered Inoue a huge bag of money to fight Akhmadaliev, and he went and fought TJ Dehaney, which wasn't a mandatory. Do you people think it was just a random decision that they wanted to pay for the Akhmadaliev fight, but they don't want to pay for the TJ Dehaney or the Goodman fight? Why is that? because they know they're boxing and they know the fight that we want to see. And then you've got Goodman sparring, with no head guard or not adequate head guard, with such a big fight coming up days before the fight, getting cut, cancelling the December the 24th date, and now they're having to rearrange it. And Inoue saying, yeah, we'll wait for Goodman's cut to heal and reschedule it, rather than saying, okay, Akhmadaliev's got his job out of the way, time to give the people what they want. He's a great fighter. It doesn't mean people can't question what he's doing right now, though. I believe he's going to fight Akhmadaliev in all truth, but he wants to get the Goodman fight out of the way. And I believe he's lacking a little confidence after that Lewis Neri fight where he's knocked down heavily. And he's using these TJ Dehenny, Sam Goodman fights to attempt to get back his swag before he takes on Akhmadaliev. Akhmadaliev, he took advantage of Espinoza, who was aggressive. Akhmadaliev kept sensible distance between himself and Espinoza, looking for where the sweet spot was. He done some beautiful countering in round 2 that left his man stumbling into the ropes. Eddie Hearn said, Akhmadaliev, when he comes forward and really goes for it, he's a beast. And that's the Akhmadaliev he got in the 3rd round. And he found that left hand, the backhand, beautiful shot, beautifully timed shot. Espinoza went down like he was electrocuted. And he really should have got on the move, but I don't think he's got much of a reverse gear on his vehicle. And his head obviously hadn't cleared. And after getting rinsed by some horrible combinations, he went down again and again. Fight over. Great performance by Akhmadaliev, has to be said, on the Monaco card yesterday. Great performance.
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
No one
can do it better.
Great display of combination punching, body punching and infighting from Beatrice FIERRA yesterday on the Monaco undercard. Defending her IBF World Lightweight title yesterday against Licia Boudesser, very plucky French woman. Took her licks, got really tough going for her in the late rounds, but she hung in there. Good performance by Beatrice from Brazil. Hopefully Steffi Bull can convince Terry Harper to get in the ring and unify her WBO strap with Beatrice's IBF. We'll see how that goes. I had people in the comment section saying that Caroline Dubois can beat Beatrice. I don't know about that. I haven't seen no woman with that type of work rate. I haven't seen no woman boxer throw body punches. That left hook to the body, the check left hook to the head, the right uppercut. She's got all the punches. If Caroline Dubois beats her, I have to tip my hat to Caroline.
Exactly what it says in the tin, beast.
Yeah,
Terry Harper, Dubois.
She's too good for that level, to be honest with you. Like, Boudesser was really tough. She's a former world champion, but Bea's a special fighter, and I think she's going to need real tests, and those tests will come in the unifications. I mean, the one obviously that's easy for us to make is the Terry Harper fight. I think that will be next for both. We'll have to see if that's a fight that can be made. Caroline Dubois, I know she pulled out the fight before against Beatrice, but I think in time she'll want to take her on because she'll want to try and win the belts as well. So, you know, big fights to be made, and Beatrice is going to be in great fight, especially against quality opposition that's going to come to fight.
A lot of people call for 3 minutes a round for women's boxing, and like, they're ignoring the blatantly obvious. The gene pool is just not strong enough for the purposes of entertainment for the spectator. The gene pool is not strong enough for health and safety for a lot of women. And the whole notion that the knockouts, which are scarce in women's boxing, would increase as a result. I don't know. 2 minutes is what it is. But I think in special circumstances, there could be 3 minute rounds. And 2 minute rounds hurt Beatrice FIERRA. They hurt her. If there was 3 minutes around, that fight wouldn't have went the distance yesterday. I think it might be time now where if they do it case by case, certain females should be permitted to fight 3 minutes. And as long as they can find an opponent who's capable to do the 3 minutes, I think it would have to be restricted to world title fights as well. It might be something they need to look towards doing.
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
No one
can do it better.
Do you know the substance? Do you know the situation regarding it? Or?
Not really. I mean, I think that's one for Queensbury.
Somebody asks you, do you know what the substance is, probing if you've got inside information, and you answer, not really. That's like me asking Eddie, are you black? And he goes, not really. Nah. Like if I ask you if you're gay, and you say, not really.
No homo.
But what did I say gay?
You see where I'm going with this? He knows more than what he's saying. The industry know. The industry know.
Frank, I just want to quickly touch upon the Dennis McCann situation. Obviously, and it's disappointing that we find an adverse finding as per a VARDA test yesterday. At this stage, can you tell us any more on that scenario?
No, we've been notified by VARDA that he tested positive for banned substances. What he'll have to do now is obviously get the B sample tested, and he's got to explain why, if the B sample was also positive, why that is in his system.
In my system.
Y'all wait until the B sample, eh, Frank? You going for that one, yeah?
Still sitting here. What's happened to the B sample? Where is it?
The B sample is from the same batch of tests where the A sample was taken, right? VARDA or UCAD do not announce to the public that anyone's been popped for something unless that batch of samples has been tested a few times. There's the odd occasion where contamination can explain the discrepancy between the A and B. But basically, your boy has got Conor Bend. He's cooked. But look, all the people talking about ban Dennis for life, you don't even know what the substance is. We don't know. And even if he did cheat, he's going to want to fight again. This is what he's trained to do all his life. And he's going to do whatever it takes to get back in the ring. And you or I are not going to stop that. Even if he is innocent, he can't prove he's innocent to all of the people saying he should be banned for life. Because they've got it in their head already. It doesn't matter if he writes a 2,000-page dossier and releases it to the public and the media. It doesn't matter what he does. There's a stain against his name. And not everybody is going to be satisfied. Now his mum, she believes whatever he's saying already. And so does his dad maybe. Or his brother. Or his girlfriend. Only thing he can do is develop very thick skin. Now he started off well already. He hasn't come out and said I'm innocent or I'll prove I'm innocent. He's laying low. And the only thing he can do is let the process take place, get his ducks in a row, all his alibis sorted out, and look towards a resolution to get back in the ring. The whole notion he's going to try and prove to everybody that he's innocent and make them all believe he's innocent is just like, well, he can't do that. There's no athlete whose information has went out to the public that they got popped who has convinced everybody that he's innocent, no matter what the outcome was. It doesn't matter who it is. Let's not pretend we don't know what it is. People are saying that Dennis ain't getting the same stick that Conor did. People are saying, yeah, it's the way Conor went about it. That's why he got so much stick. No, it's not. No, it's not. As soon as the news broke that Conor tested positive for the test, the likes of TalkSport and other mainstream media used it repeatedly as their main topic when it came to boxing to get views and attention to their platforms. That's what they did. A lot of the confusion over the process was due to the media interference, like Simon Jordan talking to Robert W. Smith, the secretary of the board, on his platform about Conor's case before it's even been resolved. But yeah, look, there's no way they're going to talk about Dennis McCann from Ireland like they're talking about Conor Benn, because it's not going to get the traction and it's not going to get the amount of hits on their platform. So we know what it is, yeah? The more the media dug their heels into this case, the more Conor became alienated and hated. And that's due to the notoriety that he's the son of a British boxing legend. People attributing it to how he went about the case is why he got so much stick. Tyson Fury had just as much obstacles and curveballs that he was throwing at UCAD with his case. And he didn't get the amount of media coverage that Conor Benn did. Conor Benn's not even a champion. Tyson Fury was the unified heavyweight champion of the world. So I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is that's setting them off on Ben like that. I'd like to see some of your responses in the comment section. Remember the farmer, Mr. Carefoot, or Coldfoot me call him, who was trying to bribe them about farming the wild boar. I mean, all them stories were well dodgy, and then he disappeared. Now back to old Dennis. Curtis Woodhouse said that Dennis signed up for a real fight for the first time in his career. We saw him struggle against Baluta. He got it right the second time around with Baluta, but Baluta doesn't box as well as Peter McGrail, who suffered the setback in New York when he got stopped. But he's a great boxer, great amateur, and a lot of people were tipping the Liverpudlian, the Liverpool Lomachenko, to unseat Dennis McCann as the top super bantamweight in this country. And they're saying Dennis panicked and thought he needed extra assistance and ped it up. That's one theory. Another theory is what Eddie Hearn was saying all along with the Conor Benn case. Wait until some of these British promoters are forced to use 2 layers of testing, and then you'll see how inadequate that the 1 layer of testing that UKAD provide really is. Now, he didn't mention UKAD. I embellished a little, but you get the gist of what he was saying. He was basically saying that Matchroom have been using 2 layers of testing for how long? I mean, Conor Benn versus Eubank wasn't even a world title fight. They're using 2 layers of testing. Up until recently, the only time Frank Warren was using 2 layers of testing was when Tyson Fury was defending his WBC title. Eddie's been using 2 layers of testing on how much different cards? I don't know if he still is. Did he use 2 layers on that card in Monaco yesterday? Media, you need to start asking these promoters, not just Eddie, ask all of them. How much layers of testing are you using? How regular are the fighters getting tested? But the media don't want to go there. They don't want to go there. They don't want to lose their accreditation. And I get it.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one
Can do it better.
Only a few will understand and appreciate what's about.